Servus Männer, it's Red Pill Germany again. A teeny tiny bit of snow has been falling in the Far East, and I'm contemplating tonight um, what has changed in the Manosphere um, or on the interwebs since I started my channel. Some of you might know that I started my channel mostly as a kind of Manosphere type of channel, talking about the relations between men and women. Still a very important topic, also for the things that I gravitated towards later on, politics. I think the issues between men and women in the modern world are absolutely vital for yeah, our political situation also. But that's maybe that goes too far. On my little nighttime walk today, I wanted to look at what I where I came from, what I did in the beginning, and then also how the situation is right now. A lot of people say, for example, that the red pill has gone mainstream, and they mean by that, of course, the red pill um, about male and female relations. There are many, many red pills, of course, but they mean that. Yeah, they mean stuff like the fact that a majority of women goes after just the top men, the top 10 or 5% of men or something like that, and all the other men don't see any action. And yeah, I think that hasn't changed. That is, of course, accelerated by social media and by these dating apps. But yeah, the red pill has gone mainstream. What does that really mean? Did it change a lot? A lot of people back then, 10 years ago, they hoped for that. They wanted to wake up men and make them see reality beyond the matrix and so on. Did that really happen, or is it a fake version of the red pill that became mainstream? Well, yeah, both maybe. So, when I started, there were different factions. The older guys, maybe boomers, Gen Xers, were more into fighting for some political changes, some laws to be changed, like having protests and workshops and conferences, petitioning the government basically in order to make divorce laws more fair towards men, alimony, child support, the whole shebang. That I knew back then already would never work, because politicians change laws in favor of feminists because it aligns with their own globalist agenda, and they wouldn't never do that for men, because having things fair for men does not align with their agenda. Yeah, they want men to be miserable workhorses and being stuck where they are in any way, in their relationships, politically, financially, and so on. They want them to be plow horses that don't get anywhere. And that is why they would never change the laws in the way that these men's activists envisioned. All right, then there were the people who were into game and pickup, dating and so on, dating advice. They studied, probably since the 80s or whatnot, and the 90s definitely, what women respond to. So that means what women think they want. Of course, it's not what women actually want, but what they think they want. And then they, in a very, very concise way, they structured their findings and shared them with other men. Yeah? And that has definitely gone mainstream. I mean, already I think this comedy show, How I Met Your Mother, this Barney character, I think he was kind of a caricature of one of these pickup guys. So even back then that went kind of mainstream. Right, with the bro code and all that stuff. Okay, but now when things like hypergamy and these things, and female nature and evolutionary psychology and all these concepts, when that goes mainstream, did that really change anything? Well, there are some new factions, of course. The more black-pilled kind of people, the guys who wanna have girlfriends and partners and dates, but they're desperate for it, but they can't get them, and they make their peace, or maybe it just fuels their everlasting rage when they realize that their facial features are just not symmetrical enough, or they're not tall enough, or what have you. Yeah, that's definitely true. absolutely. But well, I doubt that these online communities and wallowing in this misery will do them a lot of favors. But yeah, this is why I still keep this name, Red Pill Germany, because to me the red pill is not about what you do or where you are in life. It's about information ultimately, I think. So you have accurate, balanced, and fair information, or you have inaccurate or unbalanced information. Um, and what you do with this information is up to you then. Um, that's not how I draw lines in the sand between the different camps, but the information is important to me, or yeah, truth, if you want to be a little bit more, or yeah, a little bit more pathos maybe. The truth is what counts, but accurate information, that's how I would call it. And once again, there are many red pills. Accurate information that the mainstream doesn't like can be found in many avenues of life. In economics, like central banking and fiat money, and then obscure um, Middle Eastern tribes. There are a lot of red pills about those also. And then women and men and their interactions. Lots of red pills here. And these are sensitive political issues, of course, social issues. And the mainstream, the powers that be, they normally don't want you to know these things because it keeps you in the matrix, or let's just say, in my opinion, and my take on it, the matrix basically is a system of control, of social pressure, of laws, and also of false information that keeps you trapped in this in this state where you're unhappy and you don't go anywhere, but you're a useful tax slave, maybe. Yeah, in that sense. But once again, now that the red pill has gone mainstream, shouldn't like billions of young men, shouldn't they have, and women for that matter, shouldn't they have woken up now and reject the matrix and these systems of control? No, of course not. Yeah, what has gone mainstream are some concepts, and they, in my opinion at least, they feed on this discontent and on the rage. And let's take an example. You have these internet shows where a bunch of guys are inviting not so smart girls um, who belong to the streets, maybe, and they make them say a lot of dumb stuff, and then they have these gotcha moments, and then but you 1 minute ago you said yourself blah blah blah, and then they make these women look really stupid. Um, and that is supposed to be red pill because they somehow talk about what a high value man and a high value woman is, and how your body count matters and all these things. Um, I don't know. Does that help? Is that useful information, or is it just entertainment? In my opinion, and maybe I'm a grumpy old man who just doesn't get these young people with their TikToks and stuff like that, but in my opinion, this is not useful, this is not helpful, this is not healthy, this doesn't help anybody. Um, Maybe it's true. Yeah, I'm not saying it's untrue. I mean, they're showing a part of reality for sure, but once again, is the way in which they do that helpful? Or if you really want change, shouldn't you meditate on these things? Shouldn't you exercise? And I don't mean in the gym. I mean with your mind, to understand really the profound nature of our existence, like our reproductive strategies and what both sides want, and how we're really not adapted very well to our modern life with modern workplaces and with mass media or even social media where everyone can swipe left and right and post this and that, and we're still running hardware from the times before we were even human. Isn't that something you should contemplate on? And yes, maybe this is too much to ask. Most people will never do that, no matter how you present it to them. And there was always the debate also among the men going, or whatever, these red pill dudes from back then. Should we commodify it? Should we have a McDonald's version of the red pill, or should it be an elite group only, or should I mean, not that you want to keep someone from doing that, but should the way in which you engage about this be more scientific and more analytical and deeper than just a little bit of entertainment. And yeah, maybe you know who I'm talking about. I think that was mainly, at least I got it that way, it was this clash of Thinking Ape and Sandman. I can understand both sides. I like both channels still, um, but um, to Sandman's defense, I think he has very little to do, maybe, or maybe he does. I don't know. With these new shows, who try to clown all these women and to create all these gotcha moments and this kind of fake traditionalism that gets mixed in there, and what is traditionalist, and yeah, these shows with millions of subscribers, where you can find snippets all over the internet then, with these tattooed weird women with their wigs and their loud and crass way of talking. Yeah, I mean, it shows what single motherhood has brought us, but I don't think it helps in that way that it is presented. And when young boys especially get exposed to that and they don't know where these concepts and these words come from, who yeah, did all the work back then, and I don't mean myself, of course not, but others, um, uh, when they don't know that, I'm pretty sure that they do not get it right. That they think they understood something, but they didn't. In Germany, there is a program called Space Night or something like that. Some weird university professor, some establishment public broadcasting university professor from Munich, Lesch is his name, and he always talks about very complicated issues in astronomy, like pulsars and black holes and all that stuff. And I know a lot of people who have no clue about physics whatsoever, but they listen to that guy and they think they understand it. He's just playing these tricks. It's mental tricks where he makes the listener believe that he understood what a black hole is, or expansion of the universe, redshift, blue shift, and so on, stellar spectra, whatnot. These people have no clue what this guy is talking about, but it makes them feel smart. You know, the way he talks, they think they understood it, and it makes them feel good about themselves because they feel smart for as long as the program runs. Because once they switch off the TV and you ask them what the guy just talked about, they are unable to tell you what even the topic was. Yeah, and it might be similar here. These young people, they think they understood something, and because they hear these words and these phrases almost in an automatic fashion over and over again, so it's like it's almost reactive. Like someone says this, you say that. There is no deeper understanding of the matter. It is really just a mechanic reaction to what another person just said, and you use these terms. But once again, maybe I'm just a grumpy old man, but that is how it seems to me. All right, so enough rambling for tonight. I think I'm gonna go home. What a nice little hill with a nice little shrine. Let me know what you think about that in the comments down below, and maybe I make some more videos about the topics, maybe a little more in detail about this cluster of topics, or these problems into that direction more. Servus Kameraden.